Today I'll be reviewing Pokemon Journeys Episode 32, Celebi, A Timeless Promise. In case you're wondering, I won't be talking about the opening in this video. I have a whole separate video up talking about the opening and the latest upcoming trailer video, so it'll be in there. So now let's talk about the actual episode. So this was a pretty good episode for Go. He was the main focal point of the episode, and this is actually the first episode of the entire series without Ash and Pikachu at all, not even a reference. So, no major story developments aside from what's happening with Go in this episode. But for us, we finally find out why Go has trust issues, which is something they alluded to in episode 3, early on in the episode where he talked about how he had accepted Ash as his friend in the Lugia episode prior. But then in episode 3 they have a disagreement and Ash says he doesn't need Go to be his friend, and it's kind of funny because it's true. But that bothers Go because he says you're one of those guys too. And after this episode, we know that he was referring to Tokio. And Tokio was the boy introduced in this episode who Go met in the past on his trip to Azalea Town with his parents in the flashback. So in the flashback, we learned that they met while they were both chasing a Pokemon that they mistaken for Mew and Celebi. And Go talks to him about how he met Mew and how he has the future in his hands. And Toki tells Go that he knows about Celebi. And then they decide to search the Elex Forest for it, and they end up hanging out all day till nighttime and look at the stars and talk about Pokemon. Then they promise to meet the next day, but Tokio can't and leaves Go in the rain waiting, and Go kind of overreacts and yells into the rain that Tokio's a jerk, which is kind of weird because most people worry when someone they're waiting for doesn't show up, but Go just instantly got upset. And it's probably because he's used to his parents breaking promises to him, because the only reason they're on this vacation is because they don't usually have time to spend with him, which we learned back in around episode 14 or 15. But as soon as they got here, they went to sleep in this episode. So after the flashback, we see Go going on a catching spree out of anger. Iris wouldn't stand for this catching spree. Go is just tossing them, not even battling them. So then he finds this shrine where Celebi would be. And I thought the episode was going to end with the boy being from the past or the future or something time related, or that he was dead, especially after Go finds a letter from a year ago. But it was just from Tokio, and it's him apologizing for not being able to make it because he had a fever. So Go reads that and has a look of guilt on his face. He definitely overreacted, but I guess he was a bratty kid back then. But as he's done reading the letter, he hears Tokio call out to him, and then they have a stare down, and Tokio says that there's so much I want to tell you. And the episode ends with them walking towards each other. So this was a pretty nice change of pace episode for Pokemon. We don't usually get things like this with a singular character in a flashback. And the fact that they went back and out of their way to answer a question from episode 3 was pretty nice too. So I definitely give this episode a solid 9 out of 10. Nothing over the top, but nothing bad either. I think it was a really good episode overall. And I wouldn't be opposed to getting more of these kind of episodes in the future, as long as they're set up earlier, like with episode 3. It did take a while for them to get to this though. But better late than never. But let me know what you thought of this episode in the comment section below. The next episode is the trade episode. I haven't read the summary on it, but it should be interesting. There was also a preview, or I guess trailer video for upcoming episodes, and there wasn't too much in it. It was only about 40 seconds, and the first thing we see is a bunch of Pikachu, and they could be from the Pikachu Valley in Alola, or from the first or Viridian Forest in Kanto. Then we see Ash and Go in the Galar Wild area, followed by what appears to be Wella Volcano in Alola. Then Go catching Pokemon, Leon and Raihan in a scene. The Beautify scene from a previous episode, then Heracross and Pinsir falling in love, or I guess Go's Pinsir. Then we see Riolu versus Bia's Graplock. Then we see Sabo battling in a desert, which I'll take a guess and say that's in Hoenn or in the wild area where he'll probably catch Flygon. Then we see Raboot stepping on a Puka Muki or whatever that Pokemon is called in Alola. And that's pretty much all there is in that trailer. So, like I said, I talked about the opening in a different video, but let me know what you thought of this review in the comment section below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share for more Pokemon content. Thanks for watching, and bye.